And I'm still getting into vlogging. It's a work in progress at the moment. And if you're interested in the technicalities, I'm making this particular vlog without any special lighting or anything like that. And I'm just using my smartphone, and I've got it rubber banded to a special little jig that I've made out of an end block of a fence post that I'd cut off, and that was lying around in the garage workshop, and a couple of other bits of spare wood that, it's all recycled stuff, just nailed together on a temporary basis. And it forms quite a nice little stand for my smartphone. I am working though with a more conventional camera to attempt to sort something out for if I want to play the piano. But I have to get an extension lead for a microphone input for that. Anyway, I'm sure you don't want to hear about all these rather turgid technical details. And the other thing that I've been thinking about today is that, there's two things about doing a video blog. Firstly, should one, I'm referring to myself here, should one always be in exactly the right mood for starting the blog? And then I was thinking about this and I thought, well, probably not, because that means you'll always get me in a top of the world sort of frame of mind. And yet I'm not always like that. So maybe you should take me as I come, and sometimes a little bit tired, And admittedly, I didn't have time for my nap today. I usually have a nap in the afternoon. And the reason for that is that I had this really good digital piano technician, who came to sort my piano out. And so that took up quite a bit of time out of the day. So I'm not in my most bubbly frame of mind, I regret. However, it is an experiment to see how that works. Maybe it will make absolutely no difference at all. Maybe I will fall to sleep while I'm vlogging. And I don't know what would happen then. I suppose eventually my camera would, my smartphone the battery would run out and it would just close down after a while, or I would fall to sleep and the camera would fall off the little jig that I made. Although it won't actually fall off because the rubber bands are keeping it very secure. And I'm just going to take my hands away from it. Look, no hands, you see. And this fence post is a stonking bit of wood, I tell you. It's got a bit of weight to it. Oh, yes. It would have ended up in the ground, possibly, but it's ended up in modern digital technology and aid too. Fascinating, I think. Yes, so what else was I going to say? Yeah, so it was the mood. And the other thing was, what was the other thing? I can't remember. Oh, yes. Should one make a sort of list of topics that one wishes to cover in a vlog? Should one do that, jot it down on the back of an envelope or something like that, as if you were making a shopping list, and go down the list of topics and sort of tick them off? I suppose one could do that mentally. One doesn't have to actually write on the paper. Although, as the philosopher Karl Popper once discussed in one of his books, I think it was called Objective Knowledge, there is a view that it's quite good to objectify one's mind. So when you make a shopping list, or a list of, an even better example of that is a to-do list. So you make a to-do list on a sheet of paper or the back of an envelope. Well, the items that are then listed out there no longer need to be held ready in memory for pretty much instant recall. So you don't have to worry about forgetting them or rehearsing them, keep bringing them to the surface by thinking about them regularly. You can just forget them. You've exported that part of your mind, you see. So the list on the piece of paper becomes your external mind. I love that idea. I think it's wonderful. I do a lot of listing. But I don't usually use backs of envelopes, because if you like to write with a pencil or a reasonable sort of a pen, perhaps a fountain pen, it's very awkward on the back of an envelope making your writing flow neatly when you're going over the bit where the envelope was licked and stuck down. Nowadays, you often don't have to lick envelopes, do you? I mean, nowadays they come with some ready mixed glue chemical, which you just press the envelope flap is the word I'm looking for. Flap. You press the flap down, and it's self-bonding. That's a rather interesting concept, isn't it? Self-bonding. I don't know what self-bondage would be. I suppose you'd tie yourself up, wouldn't you? Anyway, let's not go down that path. That's not on my list. But actually, if I'm totally honest with you, I didn't make a list today. And I'm not sure that I'm ever going to make a list, because I don't think that's in the spirit of video blogging. I think video blogging should be much closer to the flow of the stream of consciousness. So you are experiencing my consciousness flowing out through my lips, from me to you via, in this case, my smartphone. At some point, I would hope via a camera, which would then be linked up to a mic input, via my the equipment that I use when I stream music to the internet, which I haven't been doing lately because as I told you at the beginning, I had to have the piano technician out, and my piano has now been fixed, so I probably will do some streaming by the end of the week, I would think. I'm not doing it so much lately. Don't know why that is, really. Maybe it's one of these things that comes and goes in phases. Perhaps my next venture will be more vlogging in YouTube, and I got one of the early ones across into Facebook, but I still haven't got a good workflow set up. It's no good doing these things if it's extremely difficult to get them all set up, and you keep forgetting what screens to use, and what things you have to click on when you eventually get the vlog into your computer and you're trying to edit it and upload it. I'm not going to mess about doing fine-tuning editing, sort of detailed editing, but I have to take a chunk off the beginning and a chunk off the end. I might even start not bothering to do that, and I might perhaps just start talking about things while I'm setting the smartphone on its pedestal in the jig that I've made. I keep meaning to take a photograph of this jig and put it on my ordinary blog. Then you would be able to see what it is that I have, what I use when I do this little vlog. Because of course you can't see that because it's not within the view of the camera. I look at it all the time while I'm talking, and I look at my camera. It's my camera, not my camera, my smartphone. It has a black pseudo leather casing, so it's all right. I'm going to have another swig of coffee. Then I think I've probably just about done. I've nearly done 10 minutes worth, and I think that's quite enough for tonight. I say tonight, I'm speaking in mid-evening on my time scale. Well, early evening, really. So it's about 6:10 in the evening for me in England. And I'll just give you the date. It's 31st of January, 2018. Very nice cup of decaf coffee. Not coffee, coffee. Coffee. Okay, my dear vlogophiles, I'll speak to you later, and I'm just going to dismantle this smartphone from the jig, and yeah, I'll get back to you in due course. Bye for now.